So the other principle I wanted to touch on is alt text. Alt text is a shortened version of alternative text. It's also known as an image description. All three of those tend to be used interchangeably in most circles. And basically, it's a text alternative to non-text content. A more direct way to say that is it is a written or typed description of an image, a photo, a chart, et cetera, et cetera. It's a way to communicate information that is contained in a graphical format to somebody who is blind. This is great because this is actually really helpful if you were to publish images and words on a website. The alt text behind that image would help with search engine optimization. So if I type in the word dogs, Wikipedia came up top on the list. Well, that's utilizing some search engine capabilities. That's a whole nother field that I'm not an expert in, but basically the more words that you have behind a certain image, the more searchable and easily findable it will be. This also helps to provide better context and is really essential for students with visual impairments. So let me give you two tangible examples. I have a slide and I have two images, one on each side. On the left side, I have a photo, and below the photo, I have an example of what the alt text could say. The alt text says, a farmer standing in a field of yellow canola crops with a sign in the foreground reading grown for biofuel. Another example is on the right. This is a photo of Westminster, but if I were to only say Westminster, that could be, is this a photo? Is that a cartoon of Westminster? Am I looking at the outside, the inside? Is this modern day Westminster or olden day? Like, there's not enough information in a one-word alt text for somebody to know what's happening. So a better alternative would be 5 boats traveling on the Thames with the Palace of Westminster and Big Ben in the background. Big Ben is referring to the clock tower, actually. So these are examples of alt text, of ways to describe something so that way it's helpful for those that can't see. Another way to think of this is, let's pretend that all internet went down. I shouldn't even put that in the universe considering this year, but let's just pretend that, internet screen sharing options did not exist. Let's say you're talking with one of your students over the phone and they just, because they're on the phone, they can't see the image. You can see it because it's right in front of you, but they can't. How would you describe that image to somebody over the phone? That's the kind of mindset that you need to think about when you're trying to add alternative text to an image.